Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and in this video we're gonna do a detailed review of the new OnePlus Nord. So OnePlus Nord is the latest mid-range smartphone announced by OnePlus in India and also globally, and the device pricing starts at 24,999 for the base variant and it goes up to 29,999 for the 12 gigs of RAM variant. So how good is the device and how good is the OnePlus Nord as a mid-range smartphone? That's what we are going to do in this video. So if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's get started with the review. First up, let's have a look at the design and build quality. Now, if you look at the OnePlus Nord, you can see that the design looks quite familiar. We have seen a lot of Realme smartphones with quite the same looking design. But the OnePlus Nord does feel quite different from other OnePlus devices because there is kind of different design for a OnePlus device, and it feels definitely good because another thing about the device is that it is the form factor is quite good, and the display size and the overall in-hand feel feels quite good. It's almost like slimmer design, and the build quality and fit and finish looks really good, and also the in-hand feel is really good. So what you get is a premium looking smartphone as well as good experience using the device. Now, talking about the build quality, now the device has a glass finish on the back panel. It is protected by Gorilla Glass. Now the frame is a plastic frame, but then OnePlus has made efforts to make it slightly more premium with a chrome like finishing on the sides, which does give a premium feel, but then again it's a plastic frame. We have a few other phones in this price segment offering metal chassis, so that's one of the aspects about the build quality. Now overall, if you look at the design and build quality, we feel it's a good device to hold and use, and also we feel the build quality is quite okay, and we don't see any major issues here. Now next is the display. Now the device has a full HD resolution, and this is a 90Hz refresh rate and a fluid AMOLED display. Now OnePlus calls its 90Hz refresh rate display as fluid AMOLED, and it's a really fluid display as well. The touch response is very smooth, the display quality looks good, and the colors are again vibrant, the viewing angles are excellent, and overall the display looks really nice. It's also supporting HDR10 out of the box. So this is one of those devices which comes with really great aspects. The display quality looks good, and outdoor visibility is again pretty good on this device. So there is also Gorilla Glass protection for the display. So overall, we feel the display, we don't see any sort of issues. Now regarding the green tinting issue, we have made a dedicated video on that. You can also check out that video to see if there is any issue in our device. So we did not see that issue, but you can have a look at the video what we made on our channel. Now next is the software. So when you talk about a OnePlus device, the first thing that comes to your mind is the Oxygen OS. If you're a person who wants to try out OnePlus Oxygen OS, but then all the OnePlus devices, flagship smartphones have been on a higher budget, this is probably the best time to get a OnePlus Nord, because at this price segment you get the Oxygen OS, and it's a very smooth and refined UI, and it is one of the really good implementations of Android, and it's slick and easy to use. It offers a plethora of options like customization, dual app support, and customizations with fingerprint, the dark mode, all those things are included. And one or two features are missing on this device when compared to the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. One is the horizon light. Even though it's an AMOLED panel, that is something which is not available on this device. Now apart from that, the software experience feels really smooth, no lags, and it's a really good experience on the OnePlus Nord. Now talking about the performance, so this device runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G octa-core processor. This is one of the few smartphones with a 765G in India, and 765G is a chipset which supports 5G. Now let's talk about the 5G. Now India does not have 5G as of now, and OnePlus Nord is supporting only one band 5G, but that we are not really sure about how India's 5G bands will be auctioned. We are not really sure about that. So as of now, we cannot comment on whether the OnePlus Nord will be supporting 5G in India, which bands they are, that we cannot confirm. But as of now, we can say that only one SIM card supports 5G, and probably what OnePlus says that the second SIM card slot 5G would be enabled with software updates. So this has dual SIM card, but again it misses out on the SD card. So OnePlus never has been providing SD card on their devices. So if you are a person who is looking to buy the base variant, the 64 gigs of storage variant, you should be informed that 64 gigs might be a bit too low, especially with WhatsApp usage and social networking apps. Memory might be consumed at a faster pace. So if you are getting the 64 gigs of storage variant, the base variant, remember that storage is at minimal, and you need to use wisely, because once it runs out of storage, then you don't have an option to expand it. Now the 8 gigs of RAM variant has 128GB storage, which is quite good and probably the best variant to choose. The 12 gigs of RAM has 256 gigs of storage as well. Now the device does not have a 3.5mm audio jack. You have to go with the USB Type-C port. And if you look at the audio quality, now it's a single mono speaker and the audio quality is quite okay. We would have liked a stereo speaker, especially at this price segment, but OnePlus has not provided that. But overall we feel the sound output is quite okay, quite decent is what we feel. Now the phone has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is really fast. We have done a fingerprint test in our FAQ video. You can also check out that. The face unlock is also pretty fast on this device. Now call quality, we have tested with Idea and the Jio SIM card. Now there is VoLTE and voice over Wi-Fi, and we do not see any sort of drops or issues. We did get a full coverage of network, so no issues in terms of the calling and other features. Now talking about the gaming experience, so this device has a 765G and it actually does not support smooth and extreme on games like PUBG, which we feel should be fixed by a software update, which is expected to come soon. But as of now, the gaming experience is quite good. But if you are a gamer and you want the best gaming experience, probably the Nord would not be the best option, because we have 855 and 855 plus devices below the 30K in India. So if you are a gamer, probably you can check out that devices. But the 765G gaming is quite good. It may not get the higher graphic settings, but still offers good overall experience, and there is no heating issues on this device, and the day-to-day performance of the device is really good, and it's very smooth experience using the device, so no lags whatsoever. Now next, moving on to the camera. So this device has a quad rear camera setup. So we have a primary 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, 2 megapixel macro sensor and 5 megapixel depth sensor, and we have a dual selfie camera. It's a 32 plus 8 megapixel dual selfie camera. Now we have done a detailed camera review of this device. We found the camera to be quite a capable one. The daylight shots have good details, good processing. Colors looks quite okay, although at times there is a bit of saturation issues, but overall we feel OnePlus has done a quite good job here. Now the sharpness levels also needs to be improved a bit. Now the close-up shots and the ultra-wide angle camera also came out quite well. Now one of the disappointing aspects about the camera is the macro sensor, which is kind of weird actually. It should have been avoided on this phone. The macro sensor does not perform really great. The colors are washed out. It is kind of we would say not really useful in any scenario. So that's the macro sensor. Now low light experience and portraits have been pretty good. Now low light is something which OnePlus has improved, and it provides good details, good sharpness levels, and the night mode also works quite well. Now the selfie camera, again selfies are quite okay. We do get a bit of beautification and whitening effect on the face tones, but still it's kind of okayish camera for the price segment. So overall we feel the cameras are good, but then a bit more improvement is required. And also talking about the video recording, this is one of those devices which provides very good video quality. It has 4K at 30 fps. 4K 60 fps is missing, but 4K 30 fps provides good video quality, and across the video resolutions you get electronic image stabilization. This device also comes with optical image stabilization. That's why the low light photos have turned out pretty good. Now there is also 4K 60 fps for the front video recording. Now moving on to the battery life. So this device has a 4115 mAh capacity battery and warp 30T charging. Now the battery performance is pretty good on this device. We could get around 6 hours screen on time, 6 hours on an average screen on time, with a mixed usage like a bit of gaming, camera usage, then social networking, all those things combined along with calls. We got around an average 6 hours, maybe you can say 5 to 6 hours is an average, and you can easily get 5 to 6 hours. Again, it depends upon person to person. If you are not into gaming, you might get more than 6 hours. There again depends upon the number of apps you run in the background, the number of background syncs happening. So all those things matter when you talk about the screen on time. Now there is Warp 30T charging, which charges the device in around 65 odd minutes, which is kind of okay performance. So that is the detailed review of the OnePlus Nord. Now OnePlus Nord pricing starts at, as I said before, 24,999 and goes up to 29,999. Now should you buy the OnePlus Nord? So we would say this is a good device in the mid-range segment. It's a kind of all-round package which has almost all great aspects, good build quality, great display, excellent software performance, good set of cameras, great battery life, and performance is also really good. Now a couple of things missing on this device. Again, 64 gigs of storage and no SD card. That's one of the issues. And then camera performance could have been a tad better. That's what we feel, especially the sharpness levels could be better. Then it does not have 3.5mm audio jack. That's kind of typical for all the OnePlus devices now. So apart from that, we feel this device has pretty good overall, a great package at this price segment. In the mid-range segment, this is offering a good experience altogether. There is no major compromise happening here. That's one good thing about the OnePlus Nord. Now if you are a person who is looking at excellent gaming or outright performance, you get the Snapdragon 855 and 855 Plus in the sub 30k price segment in India. So you should be looking at that those devices if you want outright performance and outright gaming experience. But if you're looking for an overall experience which is where we don't see any major compromises, then the OnePlus Nord fits in there, and you should be picking the OnePlus Nord. Now OnePlus Nord, which variant to buy? We would say the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant is the best lot. That's what we feel. 12GB RAM is kind of an overkill probably, but unless you require 256GB storage, you should be looking at the second variant, the 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage variant, which is priced 27,999. So that was the detailed review of the OnePlus Nord. Hope this video was useful in making your decision on buying the OnePlus Nord. So do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.